Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to All Praise Picks. Today we're looking at the MLB. We have the Los Angeles Angels playing against the Los Angeles Dodgers in Los Angeles on June 22nd, 2024. Currently, the Angels are 30 and 45, which is fourth in the AL West, and the Dodgers are 47 and 31, which is first in the NL West. So the Dodgers are a much better team overall than the Angels, and the Angels actually beat the Dodgers 3-2 in their last game yesterday. So I do lean towards the Dodgers coming back and winning this game. I got two bets for you guys on BetMGM. As always, I'll break down the lines, give you my thoughts, and hopefully if you tap in, we can all win. So that's the first parlay that I have at plus 115. It's a 4-leg parlay. In the first line, I have the Dodgers leading after the first 5 innings. I think that they'll be leading after the first 5 innings. One, because of the batting matchup. I think that they have a lot more better bats in this game, including like Shohei Ohtani and Freeman and Will Smith. And I think that they'll have a good chance of scoring in this game. But I also think that with the starting pitcher matchup, it really does favor the Dodgers. The Dodgers are starting Tyler Glasnow, who is 7-5 in his starts and has an ERA of 3.0, but his expected ERA is at 2.46, and his WHIP is at a remarkable 0.91, so a very low WHIP, which essentially means that he doesn't really allow a lot of base runners or a lot of walks in the game, which is advantageous for the Dodgers because that'll keep the Angels from scoring. The Angels are starting Zach Plesac, who's only really started one game, and he's won his one game, but he has a 4.5 ERA and doesn't even have an expected ERA because he hasn't really pitched enough innings to have that data for him. So his numbers are a little bit skewed, but his ERA is significantly high, and I think that doesn't really bode well for the Angels given that they're playing the Dodgers, who have a lot more better batters in their lineup compared to the Angels. The Angels' offense also is pretty inconsistent at times. They only scored 3 runs, and honestly, I think that the Dodgers should have won the game yesterday, but they ended up getting a run in the 10th inning to win the game. So I do lean towards the Dodgers winning this game, as I mentioned, because of the pitching matchup, and because of that, I think that Glasnow will have fewer bases given up than Plesac. And I also think that they have a good chance of winning this game, so I took them on the money line, essentially to win the game once the last inning is played. And I think that the total number of runs in this game will go under 12.5. In the previous game, the Angels won 3-2, which means that the total number of runs were 5 in that game. And I think that the Dodgers did leave a number of runs on the table, but I think that even if they do score a decent amount of runs, say 5 or 6 in this game, I don't see that the Angels will score a similar amount, which will mean that this game will go under 12.5 runs. So at plus 115, if you bet 1 unit, you get 115 return on your investment, which is a great return on investment percentage. And as always, I just advise you guys to have financial consciousness and an overall awareness of how much money you're putting on each parlay when deciding to bet. So this is the second parlay that I have at plus 170. And essentially it's just like giving like my thoughts of how the game will go in my opinion. So in the first 5 innings, I had the Dodgers covering a 1.5 run line spread. In the last parlay, I took them to win the first 5 innings, but I do think that there could be a few outside shots of a home run or an error that could lead to the Dodgers not winning the first 5, but still winning the game. So I took them at plus 1.5 in this game, but I in the first 5, but I do think that they should be leading after the first 5 innings. I also took the Angels total runs to go under 5.5. As I mentioned before, I do think that the Dodgers will score a little bit more runs in this game, but when it comes to the Angels, I don't see them really scoring more than 4 runs in this game, especially with Glasnow starting. The Angels' bats have been inconsistent, and I do think that the Dodgers' defense overall will be much better in this game, and I think that they can keep the Angels under at least 5 runs in this game too. I also took the total to go under 14, which I mentioned before. I do see the Dodgers scoring a little bit more runs than 3 than they did in the last game, but I do see that this game will be another low-scoring game as both teams are familiar with the park that they're playing in, as well as just the teams in general, because they share a lot of the same facilities and locker rooms and stuff. So I do think that overall that even though the Dodgers are a better team than the Angels, both teams will score an under of 14 total runs. I also have Glass now to have over 7.5 strikeouts in this game. So he's gone over 7.5 strikeouts in 9 of his 10 starts thus far. And the Angels, as I mentioned, they are inconsistent when it comes to batting, but they also do give up a decent amount of strikeouts. So I do see Glass now having over 7.5 strikeouts in this game. And I do think that he'll give up fewer home runs than Plesac, mainly because the Dodgers batters are just much better with Shohei Ohtani and Will Smith and Freeman being able to hit home runs. It would be great if Mookie Betts was in this game, but I do think that even without Betts, the Dodgers should be able to put up more home runs in the first 5 or 6 innings than the Angels, which will essentially mean that Glasnow will give up fewer home runs than Plesac. So at plus 170, that's a 170% return on your investment if you bet 1 unit, and that is a great return on investment, just under triple making your money back, especially if the bet wins. But I would just advise you guys to have financial consciousness and an overall understanding of how much you're putting into each of these parlays when deciding to bet. But hopefully if you guys tap in, we can all win, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more MLB and WNBA videos coming out later this week, and until then, peace out.